All right, now we're going to do section 2.4 on modeling with quadratic functions. So when we have a problem where we have to write a quadratic equation, we have a lot of different scenarios, right? I've already given you 4 different forms of the quadratic equation. So if you're given a point and the vertex, you're going to want to use the vertex form. Recap of what the vertex form is. If you're given a point and the x-intercepts, you're going to use the intercept form. And if you're given 3 points, there will be a problem in your, I think there's a problem in your exercise set that does this. When you're given 3 points, you're going to write and solve a system of 3 equations with 3 variables. And then remember, if this is the situation, you're going to use your calculator with the matrix stuff that we did last block. Okay, so let's see an example. I want to write the equation of a parabola that goes through the point -1, 3 and reaches its maximum height at -2.6. Okay, so I know that's the vertex, and I'm going to use the vertex form of the equation of a parabola. To recap, always write down what h and k are. And then you're going to pick the point that's given, and that point was -1, 3. So there's my x and there's my y. I'm going to plug all of this information into this equation. And when I do that, I get 3 equals a times -1 plus 2 quantity squared plus 6. This breaks down to 3 equals a plus 6. Subtract 6 from both sides. And I know that 3 equals -a. So now I know what the equation of this parabola is. Y equals -3 times the quantity x plus 2 squared plus 6. And here it is graphed. I always like to graph the things even if it's a quick sketch, just so I can see what it looks like. Does this make sense? Yeah, it points down. It's fairly skinny. And the vertex is at -2, +6. Okay, that's doing one with the vertex form. Let's look at this problem. The parabola passes through 14, 4. So I just sketched it there. And crosses the x-axis at 12 and -6. So obviously I'm going to use the intercept form. The first thing I'm going to do is I want to find out where the axis of symmetry is. Remember that the axis of symmetry is directly in the middle of these 2 points, and we can see that the middle would be right there at x equals 3. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is write the equation. We don't know what a is, but we have a point that gives me an x and a y that I can plug in here, right? So you're going to use the point given. Y equals a times x minus p times x minus q. Get your algebra skills going there. Divide both sides by 40. And your answer is a equals 1/10. So that's what my equation looks like in intercept form. All right, so how do I finish graphing this? Let's go back up here. And see, I'll rewrite the equation just so we can see it. Okay, I know that the vertex, the x value of the vertex is 3. Because remember, the vertex is always on the axis of symmetry. So let's just plug 3 into there and solve for y. 3 plus 6 is 9. 3 minus 12 is negative 9. 1/10 of negative 81 is negative 8.1. So my vertex is at 3, negative 8.1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About right there. It's not going to be exact because I'm doing it by hand. And then this is what my parabola looks like. Makes sense because of this. It's a fairly wide, I know it's a wide parabola. This would be a typical test question, quiz question. And that is it for those. I think we're going to do one that's this scenario when you're given 3 points and we have to solve the system of 3 equations. I'll give you a couple of those in class so we can brush up on our calculator skills. All right, thanks for joining me.